Hey there everybody, my name is Alex. This is Alex C. Wilson Wellness, and today we're going to be moving through a power yoga flow together. So for today's practice, you'll need a couple of blocks. So if you have any, go ahead and grab them or grab books or anything that you have that resembles blocks. I think that they'll be very helpful as we move through this practice. This practice is going to focus a lot on building strength in the joints, particularly the lower half of the body, strengthening our hip joints, our knee joints, our ankle joints, the joints of the lower half of the body, and a little bit of the upper body as well, but mostly focusing on the lower body, so that we have a little bit more control, a little bit more power, a little bit more stability as we move through life. So take a moment to pause the video, go grab your blocks, and then we'll get started on the mat, lying flat on our backs. I'll see you there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started lying flat on the mat, knees bent, heels as close to the glutes as is comfortable. And we're going to go ahead and move right away through a rolling bridge posture. Bridge posture. Arms come down alongside you, press the hands into the mat, press the feet into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling any amount. Keep the knees pulling in towards one another so that the thighs are parallel. And then exhale, lower the hips back down. Let's do that again. On the inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower the hips all the way back down. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. This time we'll pause and hold it here. Strong through the legs. Strong through the low half of the body. Arms are resting down alongside you, or if you'd like, you can clasp the hands together underneath the back. Walk the shoulder blades in and lift the hips even higher. Maybe you want to come up onto the toes, create a little bit more space, or perhaps a little bit more challenge depending on your body and your experience with the practice. Breathe. And then go ahead and release. Let the hips come all the way back down and hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Let's take the arms back down alongside the body. Keep the knees pulled in towards the chest. On the inhale, reach the feet up towards the ceiling, lengthening the legs out long. On the exhale, bend the knees, let the heels come back down towards the glutes. And then continue with this movement at your own pace. The inhale, reach the feet up towards the ceiling, press through the heels. On the exhale, bend the knees, bring the heels back down towards the glutes. Keep going. The next time you reach your feet up towards the ceiling, let them stay there. Pause here, point and flex the toes a few times. Warm up through the ankle joints. Maybe you want to roll the ankles around. And then flex the feet, press the feet up towards the ceiling. We're going to lower one leg down at a time. On the exhale, right leg lowers down towards the mat, let it hover. And then inhale, the leg comes back up. Next exhale, opposite leg lowers down towards the mat. Let it hover. Inhale, back up. Go back and forth. Go with your breath. Move at your own pace. Really good. The next time either of your legs lowers down towards the mat, we're going to pause and we're going to hold it there. Stay strong through the abdomen, strong through the legs. You might start to feel some shaking. Press through the heels. Breathe. Try to keep the low back pressing down into the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the legs hug back up, pause for a moment, and then exhale the opposite leg down towards the mat, press through the heel, hover, hold here. Strong through the core, belly button pulling in towards the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, pull the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze, show yourself some love. And then in whatever way works for you, find your way up to hands and knees. So wrists come underneath shoulders, knees come underneath hips. And we're going to take a few rounds of cat-cow together. On the inhale, lift your chest, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. On the exhale, round your back, pull your belly button towards your spine, let your head drop down between your arms. And then again, inhale, lift your chest, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze, flow back and forth, moving with your breath, going at your own pace. See if you can go slow. And then let's come through one more time, rounding the back. And we're going to send the hips back towards the heels and come into a child's pose. Reach the arms out long, open up through the hips just a little bit. If you like, space the knees out wide for a little bit more intensity, or keep the knees together for a little bit more ease. And then come back up to hands and knees. From here, we're going to come into a posture that is going to help us prepare through the core. So press the hands down into the mat, curl the toes under, and then lift the knees about an inch or two off the mat. And we're going to hold here, strong. And then add some movement on the exhale. Come into a downward facing dog. Press the chest to the thighs. On the inhale, lower the knees, let them hover. Exhale, press into downward dog. Inhale, lower the knees, let them hover. Exhale, down dog, go at your own pace, back and forth. And then let's meet in downward facing dog. Press the chest towards the thighs. Feel free to pedal the feet a few times. Add some movement to your downward dog. Adjust, get comfortable. Gradually working your way towards some stillness as you feel ready. Then inhale to look forward. Travel your feet to the top of the mat and find your way into a forward fold. Bend the knees. Let the upper body rest down towards the legs. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe shake the head. Yes and no a few times. Release tension through the neck. And then inhale, lift halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Arms reach up towards the ceiling, palms touch. Exhale, hands down to heart center. And again, inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, release the upper body down. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way up, arms reach. Exhale, hands down to heart center. One more round like that. Inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, bend the knees, rise all the way up, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands come down together in heart center. All right, standing tall at the top of the mat, let's take a moment to find mountain pose. So that means that the feet are about hip width apart and pressing down into the mat. Pull up through the strength of your legs, like you're trying to pull the ground up through the soles of your feet, all the way up till you get to your belly button, and then start to pull the belly button towards the spine. The shoulder blades pull together slightly so that the chest is broad. Arms come down alongside you. Stand up tall. Crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. The back of the neck is long. Feel your body strong, tall, supported. And just be aware of how this feels. See if you can maintain this engagement while softening just slightly so that you're not overdoing it. You find a little bit of ease in this strength. And then we'll start to move together through a little flow here. So here's where you're going to want to grab your blocks. So we've got 2 blocks here. You can put them at whatever height setting you'd like, one on either side of your mat, on either side of your feet. And then we're going to stand in our mountain pose. Bring the feet a little bit closer together at the top of the mat, in between the blocks. And we're going to flow together through this chair pose, this dynamic chair pose flow. So we'll start out slow. On the inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bend the knees, sink the seat, find your chair pose. Let's pause here a moment. You can keep the arms reaching up towards the ceiling or take the hands down to heart center if you'd like for a moment. A little bit more ease. Belly button pulls towards the spine. We're trying to remove the curve from the low back. So get strong and fortified through the low back. Feet press down into the mat. Thighs squeeze towards one another as if you're trying to hold something in between the thighs. And the feet are rooting down into the mat, weights shifting back towards the heels. One more inhale here. And then exhale, fold forward all the way, hands come down to the blocks. We're going to step the left foot back to set up for a high lunge. The heel of the left foot comes towards the wall behind you. The knee of the right foot comes towards the wall in front of you. So it's an active stretch, actively moving each leg in the opposite direction. Hands are on the blocks for support, either on that setting or here if you need a little bit more height, a little bit more help to reach the blocks. And we're still actively stretching, just holding here. Breathing. And then we'll step forward, back into our forward fold. We're going to take the hands together behind the back, clasp the fingertips, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift up through the chest, halfway lift. And then exhale, soften and release, fold all the way back down. Bend the knees, sink the seat. Inhale, lift up to your chair pose. Pause here. Beautiful. And then let's exhale, bend the knees and fold back down. We're going to step the right foot back this time. Draw the heel of the right foot towards the wall behind you, the knee of the left foot towards the wall in front of you. Active stretch. Breathe. And then step back into your forward fold. Let's take the hands together behind the back one more time. Lift through the chest. Pull the shoulder blades in towards one another. It's a halfway lift. And then exhale, release, come back down. Beautiful. Bend the knees, sink the seat. Inhale, lift up into your chair pose. Belly button pulls towards the spine. Arms are reaching up, biceps by the ears if possible. Or if you prefer, hands at heart center. We're going to move a little bit more quickly with the breath. This time we're going to add on a little bit as well. So, one more inhale here. And then exhale, fold forward. Step back with the left foot. Find your high lunge. Press the heel of the foot towards the wall behind you. The knee of the front foot towards the wall in front of you. And then this time, inhale, rise up to your strong high lunge. And then exhale all the way back down. Hands to the blocks. Step forward into your fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, sink the seat, and then inhale, lift up chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the blocks. Let's step the right foot back, get strong, and then inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands down. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, sink the seat, and then inhale, lift up chair pose. Pause here. Arms can stay biceps by the ears or hands at heart center if you prefer. We're going to continue with this flow. We're going to take the halfway lift out this time, so it's going to be a lot more intense on the legs. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Step back with the left foot. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands come down. Step forward. Inhale, lift up, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Step forward. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Step back, left foot. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Step forward. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Step back, right foot. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Step forward, chair. Inhale, lift, chair. Awesome, let's pause here. Strong. Hands can come to heart center for a little more ease. Maybe you notice a little bit of a burning in the legs. 3, 2, 1. Let's fold forward all the way. Lengthen the legs a little bit. Maybe bend the knees and then lengthen them, and then bend the knees and then lengthen them a few times. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and lengthen the legs, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way up, arms reach. Exhale, hands down. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. This time we're going to use one block only, and we're going to come into what I'm calling a running man flow. So you may be familiar with the running man. It's where you balance on one leg and you kind of like go back and forth like this. So this is going to help with that hip strength and stability. So we are going to lean our weight into the left foot, get light on the right toes, bending the right knee. And then start to pick the right knee up to find balance. If you need to keep your toes close to the mat, that's fine. Then we're going to have the opposite arm lifted, kind of like you're running. See, I look like a little bit of a runner here. And then we're going to start to flow. So on the exhale, I'm going to send my bent knee back behind me like warrior 3 and tap my right hand down onto the block. And then I'm going to inhale and come all the way back up. Nice and slow. Move with the breath. Let's keep going. Exhale. Come down. Lengthen the leg out behind you. Tap the block. And then inhale back up. Exhale to lower back. Warrior 3. Tap the block. Inhale back up. Keep going. See if you can stay strong through your core. Belly button pulling towards the spine. Really good. Let's do one more. Tap the block. And come back up. All the way up, lift the knee. Pause here. I know it's getting hard in that standing leg and you want to take the leg down, but let's take just a breath here. Maybe you lengthen the leg out long in front and then lower all the way down. Awesome. Let's find mountain pose. Take a moment here. Stand up tall. Notice the difference from one side of the body to the other. And then let's create balance by moving to the other side. So I'm just going to take my block a little bit over towards my left leg, since now I'm going to be tapping it with my left arm. Bring the weight into the right foot. Stand up tall. Press down. Get light on the left toes, bending the left knee. Then, if it's okay, start to pick the left knee up, bringing the knee a little bit higher. And then the right arm comes up like your running position. And then we're going to exhale, come down like warrior 3, tap the block with the left hand. And then inhale all the way back up. Try to find a focal point and keep your gaze there. A drishti is what we call that in yoga. And that'll help with balance. And if you need to tap the foot down in between, that's okay. Tap the foot. Do what you need to do. If you stumble, if you fall, that's okay. That means you're trying. That means you're working. That means you're getting better. What's going on with the core? Are you keeping the belly button pulled towards the spine? Let's do one more round together. Beautiful. Let's come back up, lifting the knee, pause here. Resist the urge to come out right away. If the toes are closer to the mat, that's okay. And lower the leg. Find your mountain pose. Maybe notice you feel a little bit more balanced on both sides of the body. Both sides feel strong, or maybe fatigued is what you're experiencing. That's okay. Stand up tall. Breathe. Come back to homeostasis. Beautiful. Let's take the block out of the way. And then let's move through a round of vinyasa. So come to the top of the mat, arms down alongside you, mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Take the hands to the mat, step back to your plank pose. We'll pause and hold it here for a couple breaths. Strong through the arms, pressing the hands into the mat, tall through the shoulder blades. Belly button pulls in towards the spine, heels press towards the wall behind you. Stay here for a few more rounds of breath or flow through vinyasa with me. Bend the elbows on the exhale, come down to 90 degrees. Then inhale, lift up, strong, upward facing dog. Thighs are not touching the mat. And then exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Chest moves towards the thighs. Beautiful, bend into the knees, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Breathe. And then inhale the right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull the knee in towards the nose and then bring the foot down between the hands to set up for high lunge once again. So the heel of the back foot stays up off the mat if possible. And then inhale, rise all the way up to your high lunge. Pause here. Get stable, get strong. And then on the exhale, we're going to hinge forward. Line the spine up with the leg behind you. Keep the arms with the biceps by the ears. And then inhale back up. And then exhale, hinge forward. Move with your breath. On the inhale, come up. On the exhale, hinge forward. Keep going. One more round. This time we're going to pause and hold our lightning lunge. So the spine is lined up with the leg behind you. The arms are reaching forward, biceps by the ears. If you need a little more ease, hands can come to heart center. But if you have more strength, then you keep the arms reaching forward. Breathe. And then exhale the hands all the way down. Let's step back to our plank pose. Pause and hold it here. Or flow through vinyasa with me. On the exhale, lower down. On the inhale, upward dog. On the exhale, downward dog. Inhale the left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it through. Plant it between the hands. Rise up for your high lunge on the inhale. Pause here for a moment, get strong and stable. Your heel of your back foot's pressing away from you, your front knee's driving forward. Arms are reaching towards the ceiling. On the exhale, hinge forward. Line your spine up with the leg behind you. And then inhale back up. Keep going with your breath. Exhale to hinge forward. Inhale to rise up. At your own pace. This time we're going to pause and hold. Arms reaching forward, biceps by the ears, or hands at heart center if you need a little bit more ease. Belly button pulling firmly towards the spine. Pressing down into that front foot, trying not to sink into the hip joint, staying strong through the leg. And the heel of the back foot is still pressing away from you. Breathe. And then exhale, hands down, step back, plank pose. Stay here, strong, or flow through vinyasa with me. On the exhale, lower down. On the inhale, upward dog. On the exhale, downward dog. And then from downward dog, use the inhale to look forward. Travel your feet to the top of the mat. Find your way into a forward fold. Bend the knees, upper body rests down. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, arms reach. And then exhale the hands down to heart center. Awesome. From here, we're going to come into a static warrior 3. We'll do each side. I do recommend using a block if you have one, because we really want to make this a strong, stable warrior 3 posture, and the block will be helpful in terms of coming into the posture properly. All right, so we're going to start with the right foot forward, the left foot back, and the front hand, or both hands, are going to come down onto the block. So the block is going to be about the length of your torso away from your front foot. And then start to bring your weight to the front leg, and then lock your back leg in with your spine. So wherever your spine goes, the leg's going to follow. So you're not going to go here and your leg be here. You want the leg to follow wherever your spine goes. So go ahead and lock your leg in, and then exhale, start to bend at the hips, hinging forward, coming down, hands come to the block. Flex the foot of the extended leg. So the left leg is extended out behind you. The leg is still in line with the spine. Now, if you're like me and your arms aren't very long, you're going to be less than parallel to the mat. That's okay. I'm going to get lighter on my fingertips to help me come more parallel to the mat, keeping my leg locked in with my spine, pressing the heel towards the wall behind me. Now, I'm going to work towards paralleling the hip with the mat as well. So my hip is not opening up, I'm pressing it down so that I have good form here, good strength building for my hips. Belly button pulls towards the spine. Let's stay here for another couple breaths. You can keep your hands on the block, or start to play a little bit with some balance maybe, taking the hands together at heart center, or reaching the arms back behind you, or if you're feeling strong in the shoulders, reaching the arms forward in front of you. Awesome. Standing legs starting to burn at this point. 3, 2, 1. Let's come out of it. Come to your mountain pose. Awesome. Shake it out if you need to shake it out. And then stand tall in stillness for a moment and just notice the difference from one side to the other. Notice that buildup of sensation. Where do you feel it? Your ankles, your calf muscles, your quads, your hip, your glutes. Where do you feel it in your body? Where was your body working hardest on this side? What's your breath tonight? Can you smooth and deepen the breath? Use the breath to help your body calm back down and come back to homeostasis. And then prepare to move to the other side with me. I'm going to go ahead and turn around. Left leg is the standing leg now, so my left leg comes forward, my right toes come back. And then I'm going to lock the right leg in with my spine. And then pull the belly button in and start to hinge forward, bringing the hands down to the block for support as I start to get strong in this posture. Flexing the foot of my right leg, so my right foot, pressing the heel towards the wall behind me, pulling my belly button towards my spine. I'm going to get lighter on my fingertips to help me pull away from the ground a little bit. And then I'm going to tilt my hip down towards the mat so that I'm more parallel with the mat. My hip is not opening up to the right. strong here. Continue getting stability. So you might feel wobbly. Ooh, I'm tired. It's getting hard for me to teach. All right, let's play with balance. So if you want to come into balance, maybe hands come to heart center. Maybe they reach down alongside you. Or maybe you feel strong and you want to reach the arms forward. I'm going to keep mine at heart center. Pressing the heel back, staying strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Let's come on out of it. Find mountain pose. Shake it out. And then make your way towards stillness. As you're ready, feet root down, stand up tall. Start to tune into your breath. Use your breath as a tool to help you find ease. Notice your heart beating in your chest. Notice a sense of awakeness or aliveness or tingling or just sensation throughout the whole body. Beautiful. If you have a block on the mat, go ahead and set it aside. Come back to the top of your mat. And come to mountain pose, and then we'll come back down onto the mat. On the inhale, arms reach up. On the exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Take the hands to the mat, step back to your plank pose. A little bit different this time. We're going to come all the way down onto our belly flat on the mat, so you can lower down just like a push-up, or you can take the knees to the mat and lower down in a little half push-up all the way down. We're going to keep the hands alongside the chest, fingertips just below the shoulders as we prepare for a low cobra. Press the tops of your feet into the mat so that your kneecaps lift away. The thighs press down, the hips press down, the belly button pulls towards the spine, and then without pressing into your hands, inhale, lift your chest away from the mat, pull the shoulder blades together, pause here, breathe. And then exhale, lower down. Go ahead and stack your forearms to make a little pillow for your forehead. Rest your forehead onto your forearms. For a moment, bend the knees and shift the feet from side to side a few times. And then when you feel satisfied with that, let the feet rest down onto the mat, space the feet out wide, and we'll take a few breaths here in crocodile pose. So the belly is pressing into the mat, the chest is lifted slightly, the forehead rests onto the forearms, and breathe slow, deep breaths here. Notice how your breath moves through your body in this posture. How your body responds to your breath. If your mind wanders, notice where it goes. And then invite it back to the body, back to the breath. And then from here, let's find our way up to a seated position on the mat. Come to any comfortable seated posture that works for your body. So you could be cross-legged, you could be sitting on the heels, whatever works for you. If you want, you can use a prop underneath your seat to help elevate your body and help make your seated position a little bit more comfortable. From here, we're going to find our way into a couple simple seated twists. So let's just walk the left hand over to the right knee, the right hand behind you on the mat. Pull the belly button towards the spine as you twist towards the right side of the room. And breathe. come back to center. And we'll walk our hands in the opposite direction. So right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you on the mat, sit up tall, pull the belly button towards the spine as you twist, towards the left, and breathe. And soften your way back to center. We're going to take the legs out long in front to prepare for a seated forward fold. Sit up tall, flex the feet, pull the belly button towards the spine, and then inhale one more time to lengthen. Exhale, start to hinge forward from the hips, coming down any amount towards the legs without rounding the back. Pause at that place, breathe, feel yourself get stuck, and then inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, see if you can't come down just a tiny bit further before you soften and release and rest down into your forward fold. Let your hands rest alongside you. Resist the urge to pull yourself into this fold. Just let it be wherever it is, whatever it is, however it is. Gravity will do the work for you as you use your breath to help you relax. Deep breaths. And then inhale, lengthen through the spine. Lift up out of your forward fold, and let's find our way down onto our backs. I'm going to turn around so that my head is at the top of my mat. And then lower down, hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a gentle little rock from side to side, massaging the low back down into the mat. And then we'll take the feet flat to the mat, arms down alongside you. Heels as close to the glutes as is comfortable. Let's press the feet into the mat, lift the hips just a little bit. So not very high. Try to keep the rib cage down close to the mat and just elevate the hips. Activating through the hips, through the hamstrings, through the calf muscles, through the legs. A couple breaths. And then lower the hips all the way back down. Space the feet wide, shift the knees a few times from side to side. Go really slow, move with your breath. So each exhale takes your knees down in one direction. Each inhale brings your knees back to center, and the exhale takes them down in the opposite direction. And then bring your knees back to center. Take your arms down alongside you. Lengthen your legs out long onto the mat if that's comfortable. Take up space and find your way into a comfortable Shavasana. Feel your body softening down into the mat beneath you. The mat's providing support for your body so that you can begin to unwind, to release, to rest. Notice your breath, and as you breathe, get a sense that each inhale nourishes your body, providing you with exactly what you need in this moment. And each exhale cleanses your body, allowing you to release all that is not necessary, allowing you to settle more and more fully into the mat beneath you. Start to soften from the crown of your head, down through your forehead, around your eyes, into your cheeks, through your mouth and your jaw. And then soften your neck and shoulders, arms, hands and fingertips. And bring your awareness to your chest and begin to soften through your chest and your upper back. Soften the abdomen, the mid and the low back. Soften your hips, your thighs, shins, the back sides of your legs, hamstrings and calf muscles. All the way down to your feet and through the tips of your toes. And feel that your entire body has this sense of softness to it. And with this softness, you're able to rest down more fully and completely into the mat beneath you. And as your body rests, once again, notice your breath. See if you can get a sense that your whole body breathes together as one. So that for the next few moments, while you rest, your body breathes. As you're ready, slowly begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Roll ankles and wrists. And gradually increase your movements in any way that feels helpful, any way that feels good in your body. If you'd like, you can roll off to rest on one side for a few rounds of breath, supporting yourself in the fetal position. And then as you're ready, go ahead and make your way up to a comfortable seated position on the mat, and we'll close our practice together. Sit up tall, close the eyes, and gather the hands together at heart center for a moment of gratitude. And together we give thanks for every moment of joy, peace, beauty, and bliss that we're blessed with in this life. And I give thanks for each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I wish you many blessings as you continue on through your day, through your week, through your month, until the next time I see you. Namaste. If you enjoyed this practice, please consider giving it a little thumbs up for me or subscribing to my channel for updates on new videos as they become available. Also, if you liked this practice, think about sharing it with some friends and come back and see me for more practice in the future. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.